So if you were wondering where was this place, this was the old Gurusthan. Before, they moved it in front of the neem tree, because the neem tree was not able to, grow, or it was dying. So they bring forward. So this was the old Gurusthan. So we take Baba's name and we start ahead. So I will recap very quickly if there are any new joiners on this today's session. Upasni Baba, who right from childhood was not very fond of studies, and his inclination was more towards solitude, sadhana. And he found himself useless to his family, because his other siblings and other brothers, they were really doing well, educated. He comes from a Brahmin family, very Uchkoti Brahmin family. And he got married 3 times. First 2 marriages were short lived, but third marriage he had real good success in terms of, he flourished. He had prosperity. He set up his good medical Ayurvedic practice in Amravati, Nagpur. But unfortunately, he wasn't destined to do this thing. He had financial losses as he moved into zamindari, and he tried to revive his Ayurvedic practice after that, but it didn't work. And during that time, he also developed some medical ailments, respiratory issues, and he was looking for some yogi who can fix it. And Yogi Kulkarni ji and Narayan Maharaj of Kedgaon, they encouraged him to meet Sai Baba of Shirdi, and that's how he ended up into Shirdi in June of 1911. And once he visited Shirdi, Baba knew what he is destined for. So he never let him go after that. And we, discussed, we heard in the last session that, villagers, they didn't receive him properly, because, Baba had really good grace on him. And Baba gave him signals how he came in front of Jejuri, and gave him signals that you need to drink hot water. And he was really, he started considering him as a great saint and soul. But although he was still inclined towards his family. And the big news was when Baba said, Pandit, you have to stay in Shirdi for 4 years. That was the real big news, because he still had his strings attached to the family, his brother, his wife, his mother, and all those family, right? So, but he started staying there. And we also saw how Baba gradually gave him some visions of, when he saw his grandfather standing outside Khandoba Mandir and saying, Aham Madan Gar, Ahmad Nagar, right? So kill your ego and attachment to the world. It was nobody but Baba in the form of his grandfather. So Baba continues giving him visions, and that helped him in his spiritual upliftment. And Baba, he's the only devotee where Baba asked Chandrabai Borkar, and we'll see other in today's session, others also, that go to him and worship him like you do me. And that also on the Guru Purnima day. So we saw that in the last session, Chandrabai Borkar went to Khandoba Mandir, did it. So, things were uh, good from the perspective of a spiritual upliftment. Things were not good from the perspective he was being, harassed by the villagers, not considered well. We will see more into today. Also, he had his inclination towards his family. He wanted to leave Shirdi. He will keep asking Shama, ask Baba to let me go. When his third wife passed away, we discussed, heard last time that he wanted to go and meet her for the last time, but Baba didn't approve it. Rather, Baba said, I am going to take away all the things, Pandit, that you don't need, and I will give you things that you need for your, ultimate goal. So his stay at Khandoba Mandir, right? He was staying at Khandoba Mandir. It wasn't, that place wasn't very clean and inhabitable place. And when I want all of you guys to draw a parallel between Dwarka Mai, where Baba used to stay, and Khandoba Mandir. Again, this is my interpretation. When I went through this, it really struck me how there were so many similarities. So Khandoba Mandir, it was full of snakes, scorpions, not a clean place. We know when Chandrabai Borkar went to Khandoba Mandir to worship him, she had to clean that place, all that stuff. And then another thing was, it was right next to cremation ground. So if you go to Khandoba Mandir now, the adjacent space actually used to be a cremation ground. And also there was a well, बावरी होती थी वहां, जहाँ की जो मुस्लिम लोग थे, जो तबूत होता था मुहर्रम के बाद वहां पे डालते थे. So Upasni ji used to really had some strange sights and hear some strange sounds at nights, and it was not a very pleasant place to stay. And then and if anyone will come to Khandoba Mandir and ask, who's this guy who's staying in the villagers will say, he's a madman staying in Khandoba Mandir. If you remember, when Upasni ji had a vision of his grandfather Ahmad Nagar, he said Ahmad Nagar 2-3 times. That thing stuck in him so well that he started saying Ahmad Nagar after for few days. And villagers say, he's a madman. And the boys in some of the boys in the village, they will throw mud at him. Not just mud, I mean, they will go to some extent where they will actually throw human excreta, animal excreta on him. But Upasni ji endured all this thing. He never retaliated, never revenge. He never said anything to any of these people, right? People will throw stones on him. So once, to avoid all this harassment, because, people, right next, there was a cremation. He diga ek gadda khoda, और उसमें उपासनी बाबा चले गए अंदर, और उसको ऊपर से कवर कर लिया बुशेस थॉर्न से, ताकि कोई उन्हें फाइंड आउट ना कर सके. So not every person was like that. There were villagers who knew this is like a gemstone, right? And they took him out. So if you see the parallelism between, Baba was in the similar situation. जब बाबा द्वारका माई में थे, इफ यू रिमेम्बर नाना साहिब निमोनकर का जो एपिसोड हुआ था, नाना साहिब निमोनकर और श्यामा के जो फादर थे, श्यामा के फादर कहते थे एक पागल फकीर रहता है, बट when you approach him, he throws stones. So now when Nana Sahib Nimonkar went there, Baba didn't say anything, right? So similarly, and Dwarka Mai was not a very inhabitable place. It was very dirty. It was all because of the efforts of Radha Krishna Mai and others who used to clean it, right? So similarly, you can think, you can see how Upasni Baba was staying and how he was received by the villagers. But at the same time, there were people who were worshipping him, right? We'll see more in today's session. And we already saw that Baba thought very high about him, and that's why he sent Chandrabai Borkar to him. So when Pasni ji was in Khandoba Mandir, all this going on, he would go to Lendi Bagh to meet Baba. Khandoba Mandir highway ke is side hai, Lendi Bagh us, he will go there meet, but Baba said, no, Pandit, go stay there. What I told you, just you need to stay in Khandoba Mandir, and I'll get things done. So he continued staying there. And one and lot of devotees during that time who will come to Baba, like many Parsi devotees and others, they will also visit Upasni Baba after going to Baba. And we will see here some of the incidents about that. And they will send to Upasni Baba, अगर वो बाबा के लिए लाएंगे कुछ चीजें, तो वो उपासनी जी के लिए भी काफी चीजें लाते थे अच्छी, good dainties, deer skin, they will send it to him. So one may think things are really, going well, but actually Upasni ji, whatever things will come, he will, distribute or give it to other people. Food, जो अच्छा food होगा वो पशु पक्षियों या किसी को दे देंगे. Very similar to, what we used to see with the Baba. So जो Upasni ji the, he had many visions, and generally we have seen this is another pattern where, Baba does the spiritual upliftment through visions. He gives visions to his devotees and they start to understand. And that's what he had, many visions. But one of the things, one vision that I think I wanted to share with you. Once Upasni ji saw that Baba is sitting on a chair, high chair, and he calls him and say, Upasni ji, come here. I want to give you Updesh. So Upasni ji went close to Baba, put his ear, and immediately he sees there is a, shady dark figure just behind him. So Baba ने उस shady figure को उसकी चोटी से पकड़ा, and he, beat him and उसको जला दिया. So Upasni ji said, Baba, what are you doing? That's me. So Baba said, don't worry, that's your Pap Purush, and this is Punya Purush. So Upasni ji said, okay. So Baba, you wanted to give me Updesh, give me. Baba said, you don't need Updesh anymore. So Upasni ji asked Baba, कि वो अगर पाप पुरुष है, ये पुण्य पुरुष है, so then who am I? So Baba said, you are beyond both those two. You and me are one. So here, I want you to recollect in Pothi when Chandrokar ji was doing Gita Adhyan in front of Baba, and there was a reference of Gyan in Gita. बाबा ने पूछा था कि क्या कर रहे हो, क्या पढ़ रहे हो, मुझे बताओ, डिटेल में बताओ. तो चंद्रोकर जी अपना वर्ड बाय वर्ड बताने लगे. तो बाबा ने कहा, अच्छा अगर हम ज्ञान की जगह ज्ञान लें तो क्या होगा. तो मैसेज देयर व्हाट वाज दैट कि इफ यू रिमूव अ ज्ञान, it is nothing but gyan. And that's the same message Baba is giving here to Pasni ji कि मैंने तुम्हारा पाप पुरुष निकाल दिया. You don't need any उपदेश, you have the gyan, right? So this is through these visions he did his spiritual upliftments. And Baba never, like we discussed, Baba never craved for siddhis. It came on its own, right? Satpurush के पास अपने आप आ जाती हैं. And if somebody like Upasni ji who's getting trained under Baba, then that's automatically he's also gonna inherit those things. And over time, we saw that Upasni ji's mystic powers, clairvoyance, it started coming. And the transformation of Kashinath ji into Upasni Baba was not a mere subjective experience to him. His inner glory started revealing itself in large number of miracles, which his visitors experience. So although there are many incidents, but I will share, a few with you. Remember, Upasni ji was not allowed. बाबा ने कहा था कि तुम्हें, जब लास्ट टाइम बाबा से वो मिले थे, बाबा ने कहा था उपासनी जी, पंडित तुम्हें यहाँ आने की जरूरत नहीं है, अब हम बात भी नहीं करेंगे, तुम वहीं रहो. But what used to happen, Upasni ji will know what's happening in Dwarka Mai. So once I will share few incidents. Once, there was a Baba's devotee, old man devotee. उसके साथ एक नरे लोंडरे थे जो कि नेवासा से थे. So he used to ask about Baba. So वो उस old man के साथ शिरडी आए. But he was not very like many other devotees, who come. He was kind of uncomfortable coming to a Muslim saint. So उनकी टोली आई द्वारका माई में. वो जो ओल्ड मैन था, ही टच बाबा's feet. बाबा ने दक्षिणा मांगी एज यूजुअल, सब चला रूटीन. अब आई बारी उस नरहरि की. So he was, when he came close, tried to come close to Baba, Baba looked fiercely with his eyes, and he couldn't afford to come closer to him. So he couldn't touch Baba's feet. He was really scared. So what he did, that from Dwarka Mai, he went to Khandoba Mandir to Basni Baba. So, and he because लोगों ने वहाँ कहा कि Baba thinks very high about him, and Upasni ji lives here, so many people come here and they worship him also. So he went there. He wanted to touch. Upasni ji was sitting with his legs open. He wanted to touch Upasni ji's feet, and Upasni ji took away his feet. And Upasni ji said, "You are a Brahmin, and you can't take darshan of Baba. So what business you have with me? Go away from here." Right? So look, Upasni ji is sitting in Khandoba Mandir. This incident is happening in Dwarka Mai, right? So this tells you that Baba and Upasni ji, they are talking to each other. They know what's going on. Another incident, interesting incident, there was a blind man. Baba ke paas, kafi, bimar log and, all these people used to come. Baba fix my ailments. And there was a blind man. He came to Baba Dwarka Mai. Baba, give me sight. It's very difficult. I have a family, children, all that stuff. Baba didn't pay any attention to him. So finally he left Dwarka Mai and he thought, okay, man, let me go to Pasni ji. Maybe he can get me my sight. So he went to Pasni ji's Khandoba Mandir. He said, like, this happened. So when he told all the Pasni ji, Maharaj started crying loudly and he was scared, like, what happened? So Pasni ji said, why do you need a sight? If you get a sight, you are gonna increase your sins. And most importantly, you will you need to live longer to make use of that sight. Instead of that, go to Baba, ask for your spiritual upliftment. So he went to Baba, that blind man, and say, I need spiritual upliftment. After a few days, that blind man died and he got his Sadgati. So, these things tells you that Upasni Baba was knowing what's happening, and not only what Baba is doing, why is he doing, without even actually going to Dwarka Mai. And again, people started worshipping Upasni Baba much before mystic powers. They started to seeing his mystic powers, like Chandrabai Borkar and other people. Many devotees they used to and they worship. Right? Uh, all these miracles, this started happening after that. Right? Many, like, it's very common. Human beings, when we see these miracles, we get really impressed and we think that this is a great saint, but that is not always the case, right? Saints, they it is mentioned in many places. Baba also used to say, I'm not a magician. Don't come here for these magic tricks. Come for spiritual upliftment, right? So Upasni ji, Baba has something else for Upasni ji. He always used to say, you have the whole world is in one pan, ek tole mein aur mere Upasni Pandit agle dusre tole mein. So he will tell him, Upasni, you have to plant lot of plants. So Upasni ji ने सोचा, हाँ बाबा सही कह रहे हैं, खंडोबा मंदिर के साथ आगे जो जमीन, काफी जमीन है, मे बी मुझे तुलसी उगानी चाहिए. तो बाबा को कहते हैं, बाबा यू आर राइट, आई विल प्लांट तुलसी. बाबा कहते हैं, नहीं नहीं, तुलसी नहीं, तुलसी विल नॉट लास्ट फॉर लॉन्ग. तुम्हें 14 पीपल ट्री लगाने हैं. तो पासनी जी, बाबा वाज वेरी सरप्राइज. देयर इज नॉट दैट मच लैंड कि ही कैन put 14 people trees. So he said, I don't understand. Baba said, don't worry, you will understand later on. So, and then on top of that, Baba said, look Pandit, whenever I come to Khandoba Mandir, you need to give me chilim. And Baba was very fond of chilim, right? And we all know. So, and also you need to burn tobacco in that chilim. The more tobacco you burn, the more sins you will clear off other people. So पासनी बाबा गए, मैं तो बाबा पंडित हूँ, मैं तो पीता भी नहीं हूँ, मेरे को कहाँ से टोबैको मिलेगा? I don't understand what you're talking of. So Baba said again, don't worry, you will understand. But actually what he was saying was that you need to plant trees and people tree. That actually he was metaphorically referring to कि you are gonna be instituting a spiritual institution, which Upasni Baba did, uh, later on. So, like we discussed, there were many devotees, in Shirdi, very Baba's close devotees, who were not thinking high about Upasni ji. Well, I don't know, I should say thinking high, but they did not get along with him. And if something has to be done with Upasni ji, it was mere out of following your guru's instructions. Baba will tell him, okay, do this, go there, give this to Pandit, give this to do worship, Upasni ji, all that stuff. So one of the devotees, very close Baba's devotees was Bapu Sahib Jog, right? So it is worth knowing about Bapu Sahib Jog, right? So Bapu Sahib Jog, actually his actual name was Sakharam Jog, right? And he and his wife, Tai, they used to call Tai, and they settled in Shirdi. And Bapu Sahib Jog was retired. He used to get pension. He was a Pakka Brahmin, very orthodox Brahmin, and very strict. And he will, both of the couple will get up early in the morning, go to Baba's Dwarka Mai, do all that stuff. Tai will make prasad for Aarti, all that stuff. So, but one thing was there that Bapu Sahib Jog has some ego about the money that he was getting and all that stuff. So remember, in our first session on Upasni Baba, I had 3 rows of devotees, right? And they were the groupings of devotees. And the bottommost row was of Radha Krishna Mai and Upasni Baba, right? And the other devotees, they had some of the egos, and which is not a bad ego. It is natural, because they were all sansarik and all that stuff. So बापू साहिब जो उनका रूटीन था कि हर महीने उनको पेंशन मिलती थी कोपर गांव से. He will get that money, and वो आके सब बनियों को जो महीने का हिसाब होता सब देकर, और जो बाकी पैसा बचता था वो बाबा के पास रख देते. तो बाबा क्या करते थे, जोग साहिब को उन्होंने अपना खजांची बना रखा. तो जो भी जैसे दक्षिणा दुक्षिणा मिलती थी, बाबा जोग साहिब को दे देते थे कि जोग साहिब ये रखो. और जैसे हमें कभी बर्फी चाहिए, किसी से चाहिए, तो बाबा कहेंगे जोग साहिब ये या इस बर्फी ले आओ, ये ले आओ, तो जोग साहिब उसमें से ले आया करते थे. तो बट बाबा न्यू दैट वी हैव टू टेक अवे हिज ego or his for money. It wasn't that he wanted to gain more wealth or not, but he had some ego. So what Baba will do, that अगर बाबा जोग साहिब को 100 रुपए देंगे ना, तो बाबा उसको अगले दिन या अगली बार जब पैसा चाहिए, तो बाबा कहेंगे जोग साहिब मैंने तुम्हें 150 रुपए दिया था. I gave you 150 rupees. Give me back my 150 rupees. And Jog Sahib will say, no, you gave me 100 rupees. Right? So he will get very flustered, Jog Sahib. And he was very straightforward and very strict person. So Baba, through these actions, he was trying to do away with his ego, because one of the main demands from Jog Sahib to Baba was, Baba, you give me sannyas. By the way, both Jog Sahib and his wife, they didn't have any child. They settled in there. uh, they didn't have any child. And जोग साहिब बाबा से कहते थे कि बाबा मुझे सन्यास चाहिए, मुझे कब दोगे सन्यास. तो बाबा उनको यही कहते थे कि you take away, you do away with your this ties and ego, and then only you can get sannyas. So मैंने, why I told you all about Bapu Sahib Jog is that we will go through this incident, and then I will tell you a fact about Jog Sahib, right? So one day what happened, and this, by the way, we are in 1912. Upasni Baba 1911 में शिरडी आए. 1912, we are going to cover 1912 and 1913 in this session. So 1912 में, if you remember, Megha passed away. Megha used to do Aarti for Baba. So that responsibility came on to Jog Sahib. So he will do now द्वारका में आरती, दीक्षित वाड़ा में इवनिंग आरती, और गुरुस्थान में भी आरती शुरू हो गई थी. जैसे हमने लास्ट टाइम देखा था, लास्ट सेशन में, कि जब पादुका लगे तो गुरुस्थान में भी आरती शुरू हो गई थी. So one day what happened that Baba told Jog Sahib, why don't you go to Khandoba Mandir, take this Nevedya for Pandit. So Jog Sahib वो निवेद्या लेके खंडोबा मंदिर गए, and then he knocked at the door and Upasni ji ने पूछा कौन है. So he said this is Sakaram. So Upasni ji के what do you want? So because Upasni Baba didn't like people around him. He wanted solitude right from beginning, right? So he said, I have brought Nevedya for you. Baba has sent it. So I wanted to give it to you, feed you. He said, I don't need anything, right? So he said, no, Baba has told. So he said, give it to crows or other पशु पक्षियों को दे दो. अगर उन्होंने खा लिया तो मैंने खा लिया. तो जोग साहिब ने कहा, look, I don't understand this higher philosophy, right? So we discussed this last time. This is a very simple thing but very difficult to practice. So Jog Sahib ka, I don't understand this philosophy, please open the door. So he literally barged open the door, Jog Sahib, and he tried to give him Nevedya, but he didn't take it. So what Jog Sahib then did, he took the help of some villagers, because Pasni ji was very well built, although in later on he became very thin, but he was stout. So with the help of villagers, दो आदमियों से उनको रस्सियों से उनको बांध दिया, and then Jog Sahib took him to द्वारका माई. And जब वो द्वारका माई में ले गए तो बाबा के सामने, तो बाबा ने कहा ये क्या है. तो he told all the story कि नहीं लेंगे बाबा, आपने मुझे कहा था I will follow. He said no, open, let him go, he is the man of God, let him stay there. The point here is that Bapu Sahib Jog, he was very close devotee of Baba, very spiritual, right? Why he did what he did, we don't know. I don't know. At least I don't know. But Baba knows why this has happened. But I'm gonna tell you one thing that you all will be very surprised. So Kaka Sahib Dikshit, when passed away, so शिरडी में डिवोटीज कम आने शुरू हो गए काका साहिब दीक्षित के बाद. सो बापू साहिब जोग थे वहां. So then Bapu Sahib Jog after that went to Sakori. And Kaka Sahib, actually there is this thing that there was a vision that, Kaka Sahib Dikshit is sitting with his eyes closed, and there is another empty seat right next to him. And he asked Baba, what is that seat? He said, that is seat for my another devotee. So what that means is, actually after 6 months, Dikshit ji passed away. Exactly after six months, Jog Sahib passed away also. So he had this vision before, much before in this Baba told him. So when after Dikshit ji passed away, he went to Sakori. And I shared, Jog Sahib wanted sannyas. He was always asking Baba, mujhe sannyas kab milega, mujhe kab milega. You know who gave sannyas to Jog Sahib? It was Upasni ji. Jog Sahib will worship Upasni ji like Baba. Right? Now, how that change happened, right? This I don't know. Right? Maybe there is, but these are all Baba's miracles, right? And nobody asked him to go, nobody asked him to worship. Baba forcefully asked, actually Chandrabai Borkar also, right? Because she made a statement to Narsimha Swamiji that I treat Upasni ji as my Guru Bandhu. And this is one of the reasons why people were very uncomfortable, because Upasni ji was like Guru Bandhu. Upasni ji Guru Baba हैं, दीक्षित जी, जोग साहिब सबके गुरु चंद्रभाई बाबा हैं. फिर जब अगर आपस में अगर किसी की पूजा, तो it feels uncomfortable as a human being, right? So that's why they will follow Baba's instructions, but they will never inside the heart, they will treat him as Guru, right? Although he had those, he deserved that, right? Because he was under training of Baba, and Baba knew what he's supposed to do. So that's why I wanted to share with about Bapu Sahib Jog, that he was actually given sannyas, and his samadhi is actually there in Sakori. So if you visit Sakori, you must visit Sakori. You should visit Bapu Sahib's jokes samadhi. Another devotee, right? Nanavali. Nanavali ke bare mein not much is known, not much is, but he was an ardent devotee, very stout devotee, and he was an avdoot. I mean, we have heard when Tarkhand ji आए थे कि नानावली ने काफी जो ज्योतिंदर तरखंड जी थे वो नानावली और साईं बाबा को राम हनुमान जैसे मानते थे, बिकॉज नानावली showed him some miracles in चावड़ी, वो लैंप में बैठ गए, ये कर लिया वो कर लिया, तो he used to think very high about him. But again, नानावली का जो मेन मोटो था, नानावली बाबा को ना अपने मामा पैटर्नल अंकल समझते थे, काका. तो his motto was that nobody should bother my kaka, nobody should bring bad name to my kaka. And he used to act very weird in Shirdi, right? And he had, his looks were also weird. He had a he also had a good vairagya, right? He will put scorpions, he'll eat lot of, he didn't have any attachment. And he was uniquely identified by his long, he has a very long hernia that will actually be hanging from his body, and he will play with the boys. But most importantly, he will annoy devotees a lot. And Baba used to tell Nanavali कि अगर तुम ऐसा करते रहोगे तो ये सारे devotees भाग जाएंगे, शिरडी नहीं आएंगे कोई. And he, two of the devotees, Baba's close devotees, that he, for some reason, he did not like, and I guess why he didn't like, because he thought they were bringing bad name to Kaka or whatnot. These two devotees were Sathe Sahib जिन्होंने साथावाड़ा बनाया था, और दूसरे थे उपासनी जी, right? So Nanavali was instrumental in driving Sathe ji from Shirdi. Sathe ji had the same thing. He was a very rich guy, very close devotee of Baba, follow everything. And that's what villagers, in Shirdi, they developed jealousy for Sathe ji कि ये बाहर से आते हैं और ये बड़े हैं और बाबा इनके लिए क्या क्या करते हैं, ये करते हैं. तो one day, there was some tiff, and Nanavali hit him. Sathe ji said, "That's enough. I'm going to Pune. I won't come back." Now, why did Baba drive him out of Shirdi? Baba knows it's his will, and I'm sure it was for his betterment. So similarly, Nanavali didn't like Upasni ji. So what he will do is, खंडोबा मंदिर में आधी रात को जाके दरवाजा नॉक करना, उन पर मिट्टी फेंकना, ये करना, जो बाहर डिवोटीज वेट कर रहे हैं उनको उनको बॉदर करना. He will do all that kind of stuff. He'll ask Upasni over to stand, say this, whatever he can do to make him unhappy. But again, like I said, Upasni ji never retaliated or revenged, right? But all these things, they were making his life quite miserable, right? He has to bear all this thing. So in July, right, 1913, now we are in 1913, he broke up. So आपटे जी थे एक वहाँ, he shared with आपटे जी कि ये बहुत हो गया, अब मैं शिरडी में नहीं रह सकता. What Baba wants me to stay here for 4 years, and another 1 year has to go. How can I survive here? Villagers don't like me. He never used to talk to many people. He confide, but except for a few people. One was Dr. Pillai. We'll hear about Dr. Pillai. Apte ji the, right? So he said, "Can you?" So Apte ji heard him. He felt really bad. So he called his brother Balkrishna Shastri ji कि ऐसे ऐसे हैं, would you like to come and visit him? So Balkrishna Shastri ji, he came to Shirdi, right? He visited him. And after that, his mother also came, and mother came to Dwarka Mai. Baba didn't know कि ये उपासनी जी की माता जी हैं. बाबा ने देखा और कहा, she has a lot of punya from previous jan. So go to Khandoba Mandir. So without knowing कि उपासनी बाबा ने कहा जाओ खंडोबा मंदिर में, so she went there, and then villagers ने बोला अरे कहाँ जा रहे हो, ये यहाँ तो पागल फकीर रहता है, कहाँ जा रहे हो? तो she felt very bad because as a mother when you hear about your son. So when she went, she knocked, and immediately Upasni ji can recognize her voice, and Upasni ji broke out, and he hugged her. So that was a very moment, because remember, up till now Upasni ji is still connected with his sansaric ties. He still had feelings, although he's gradually getting uplifted. We are seeing his mystic powers. So, but I would like to share here, this is not the first time that his brother visited Shirdi in 1913. If you remember, I shared with you that his brother once and his mother went to Rishikesh. So when they went to Rishikesh, there they met a sadhu, and that sadhu said to his brother that, "Are you from Satana?" So he said, "Yes, my family is from Sadhana." So he said, "But how do you know? Who are you?" So he said, "Okay, why don't you come tomorrow same time, and I will tell you." And this was he was wearing a kafni. He was a well-built person. So he went home and told his mother कि ऐसे ऐसे मुझे साधु मिला, and he said कि you are from Sadhana. So उनकी mother ने बोला कि maybe that was Uddhav Maharaj. So if you remember on the first session, we discussed that Upasni ji's mother, before he conceived him, she went to Uddhav Maharaj ji in Nashik to get blessings. So the same Uddhav Maharaj she is referring here, ki maybe he is Uddhav Maharaj. That's why he knows us. So okay, so she said, okay, tomorrow both of us will go and take his darshan. So next day they went there, the same place, and they kept searching for that sadhu. They couldn't find him. And फिर उनकी mother ने बोला कि it's very difficult to find such saints. They go from here to there. So in 15 minutes she left, and the moment she left, immediately that sadhu popped in front of Balkrishna Shastri ji, and he was really mad on him. He said, "I told you to come. Why did you bring your mother? It's only people who are invited, who are called for by the saints, they should only come, because there's a difference between individuals." He said, "Okay, I will take care of that. But who are you? How do you know me?" So he said, "Do you have a saligram in your home that you worship?" He said, "Yes." So he had a saligram and he used to worship. So he said, so that sadhu said, "I gave that saligram to Uddhav Maharaj ji, and through his grandsons, your grandfather got it." And his grandfather was Gopal Shastri ji, right? Remember his Upasni Maharaj ji ke grandfather Gopal Shastri ji. From that you got it, and that's a heirloom. You should worship it. So he was very surprised, and how does he know all this stuff? And he was that sadhu was of 50 to 60 years of age, and he was talking in Marathi. So he said, "Okay, that's true, but who are you? Tell me, how do you know all this stuff?" So then he started speaking in Hindustani language, right? So he told him a story that there was a tree. Two people climbed up the tree. One went up, one fell down, and that guy had no idea what is he talking of. He said, "I don't understand what you're talking." He said, "Don't worry, you will understand later." And he went away, disappeared. So this was in Rishikesh. And what happened was in 1911, right? When Upasni Baba, remember Narayan Maharaj and Narayan Baba, and then Yogi Kulkarni ji, he asked Upasni to go visit Shirdi. He came into Shirdi in June of 1911. After that, Balkrishna Shastri ji started, he wanted to search for his brother Upasni ji ki kahan gaye hain, let me search. So in Christmas, during Christmas holidays, in December, he went towards south of Dhulia to look for Upasni ji, because he said, I will look for him, where is he. So he was in a train, he was going in a train, and that train stops in Kopargaon for a few minutes. So this is 1911, December 31st. Actually, that's what the date they mentioned. December 31st. The train stops in Kopargaon for a few minutes. And I'm sure you guys know one Baba devotee, Bhatt ji, right? He was a great devotee who was actually transformed by Baba. He used to work in police in Kopargaon. He used to think very bad about Baba, and just by touching one day, he got transformed into thing. So he met that Bhatt there in Kopargaon station, and Bhatt said, "Okay, why don't you go to Shirdi since you are here? There's a Avalia there. He's great." He said, "Okay." So he went there, and Baba, Baba said, जैसे he went to Dwarkamai, Baba said, go to Khandova Mandir. He said, wow, why is this? He thought maybe Baba इसलिए कह रहे हैं कि ताकि मैं भगवान के दर्शन कर लूं खंडोबा मंदिर में जाके. He said, don't, Baba, don't worry, you are like God to me. He again said, go to Khandoba Mandir. So, so he realized that maybe Baba doesn't want him there. He wants him to go away. So then he went out and he asked villagers कि ये खंडोबा मंदिर कहाँ है, बाबा मुझे बार बार कह रहे हैं. कह रहे वो हाईवे के उधर है, वहां पर एक पागल रहता है, उसका नाम उपासनी शास्त्री है. And guess what, he was his brother, and he was looking for him. So he went there, he met Upasni ji. Upasni ji told all the thing, how all his thing, how he ended up in Shirdi, how Baba trapped him, and he has told him to stay here for 4 years. So he was really delighted to meet, and now he knows where his brother is. He's in good hands, because without knowing that Balkrishna Shastri is looking for his brother, Sai Baba knows that he has come here for a brother. So he directed him to Khandova Mandir directly. So he gave कुछ पैसे दादा केलकर को कि उपासनी जी के लिए इनके खाने पीने के लिए. Remember, Upasni ji didn't have much money, or whatever money he had, Baba had stripped him of as dakshina one day. So उन्होंने दिए पैसे थोड़े, and then he stayed there for a few days. And बालकृष्ण शास्त्री जी फर्स्ट डे जब अगले दिन द्वारका में गए, तो बाबा अपने दक्षिणा मांगते हैं, एक से बाबा ने दक्षिणा की, भाई दक्षिणा दे. सो बालकृष्ण शास्त्री ने कहा, बाबा मेरे पास तो कुछ नहीं है एक्सेप्ट माई प्रणाम. ओके, सो एक दिन गया, सेकेंड डे also he went there and he asked for the dakshina, and he had only this much money left to return to his home. He was in Pune by that time, right? During that time he was he was teaching, he was a Sanskrit scholar. Remember, we discussed, he was a great Sanskrit scholar. He was teaching in Pune, so he had only that much return fare money. So Baba said, he said, I have only this much money, Baba, so I don't have enough rest of the money for dakshina. So he said, you have a silver watch in your pocket, give me that. And he did have actually silver watch, and he was a bit reluctant to give, because it was an expensive watch. But because Baba asked him, and he has seen Baba's powers, and that he's a great saint, he gave it reluctantly to Baba. And Baba said, don't worry, you won't be worse off, तुम्हें इससे अच्छा ही मिलेगा. So he said, okay. So he left and went to Pune. And when he reached Pune, he went to his friend's house, and he discussed this whole Shirdi event with his friend. And he said, "ये silver watch कितने की आती होगी?" Right? So when these guys were discussing, guess what happened? His friends, बालकृष्ण शास्त्री जी friend जिनके घर में वो गए हुए थे, उनके friend के brother ने एक gold watch वहां पर भेजी थी बालकृष्ण शास्त्री जी के लिए as a gift. He wanted him to accept that as a gift, and it was worth much more than the silver watch. So, Balkrishna Shastri ji, now he can connect what Baba said. He took that. And he, as usual, this is again a pattern how we all become Baba's devotees. Baba, so he became a staunch devotee, and this was not, he kept coming to Shirdi, meeting Upasni ji many times. He wrote many poems also on Baba. So that's about all his brothers. So in 1913, when we said his mother and brother came, this was brother didn't come for the first time. He came in 1911, and now he came. Before that, in Rishikesh, Baba gave him his darshan. So one thing I may is that Baba, when Balkrishna Shastri came in 1911 to Dwarka, my Baba repeated the same story of a tree. There was a tree, two people went up, one fell down, went up, and he could immediately connect that sadhu was nothing but Baba, and he looked similar. Okay, so what was happening was that, although his mother came, his brother came, but still Upasni ji was not in a good state of mind. He really wanted to leave Shirdi. So in 1914, Dr. Pillai, डॉक्टर पिल्ले ये वही है जो पोथी में जिनका जिक्र है कि उनको गिनीज वॉर्म हो गए थे, बाबा ने कहा कब होगा, ठीक होगा वो, राइट. सो his friend Ganpat Rao once came to Pasni Baba and meet him in Khandova Mandir, and he offered him, why don't you come and stay with me in Nagpur. Shinde is outside Nagpur. So he said, okay, I can, but under one condition, that nobody should know that I am leaving Shirdi until until 4 years, because that's what my guru has said, that I have to live incognito, in solitude, right? So he said, okay, that's fine. So that's when he went to Nagpur, and he stayed there for few days in his house before he moved to Dr. Pillai house in Nagpur. So Dr. Pillai was also in Nagpur. And remember, if you remember, जो Upasni Baba जो थे, he set up his Ayurvedic medical practice in Amravati and Nagpur. So because people could recognize him, he said, please don't tell anyone in Nagpur that I am the same Pandit, and all that kind of stuff. So what we are gonna do is, how his stay in Nagpur and Kharagpur, because these were the times when things really changed. There was a great increase of his devotees, his worshippers in Nagpur, Kharagpur. He went after that to Kharagpur, and then he came back to Shirdi, right? He met Khadpade ji, Khadpade ji, who was from Amravati. He was visiting Nagpur one day. He came to know Upasni ji is with Dr. Pillai. He extended his stay. How, Khadpade ji has high regard for him, very high regard. So not all Baba's devotees, they didn't think about, like, Khadpade ji has had very high regard for him. And remember, Khadpade ji was a great person, right? Big person, not just in Oda, but spiritually also, right? So what we will do is, in next session, we will cover his his stay, Kharagpur stay, and how he did miracles there, and he came back to Shirdi, and then how did he end up Sakori. That's what we will do in our next session. That's what I had planned for today until this. So let me see if there are any questions on the chat. No questions. So what we will do is, we'll do the Baba's Aarti here. Shri Satyananda Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki jai.
Hey Sai Ba Sai Digambara Akshaya Rupa Avatara Sarva Hi Vyapak Tu Shruti Sara
तत्क्षमस्व। जय जय करुणाब्धे श्री प्रभो साईनाथ। श्री सच्चिदानंद सद्गुरु साईनाथ महाराज की जय।
Okay, so this closes our third adhyay for Upasni ji. And I wanted to share that, we always talk about, we read Pothi, there are a lot of stuff in Pothi. Outside of Pothi there is, but what we are talking here is of a Sai era. Baba is like Jayesh Bhai gave me this example, like Baba is the headmaster and all the other, this Upasni ji, they are teachers. And not everyone can be a teacher under headmaster, right? They have to be really qualified. And Upasni ji, Radha Krishnama Ai, she taught lot of Baba's devotees, right? Purandhare ji, Raja Sahib ji, many devotees, they used to come to Radha and they get spiritual upliftment. She had the same thing. She never used to she never used to go to Baba अपना घूंघट ऊपर करके, and she will never go at night. She had strict timing, but she will know what's happening in Dwarka Mai. And same thing is with Upasni ji, right? So Upasni ji again had further devotees, Meher Baba and others who were really great, right? Who had their own devotees. So we are talking of a Sai era, and then we will see Meher Baba, how he came to उपासनी जी in 1914, जब बाबा जान जो थी वो पुणे में, उन्होंने how she kissed his head and all. This is all amazing. This is all like, this is only one power, one person who's driving all this, right? So it's all connected. It's very interesting to know, and this is really great. So I thought this will be very interesting for all of the devotees, because you are hearing now, or 100 years from now, if you are watching this video, right, these things actually exist. I want to tell all the listeners, this existed. Baba was there, Upasni ji was there. Not much is mentioned about Upasni ji. Actually, I hear from some people that in actual original Pothi, there was more about Upasni ji, but somehow it got taken out. I don't know how far it's true or not. So it's very important that, uh, we all know that this is all descendants from our Baba, our Guru, how he do. And then, like I said, Satpurush is not who gives you all the good dainties, तुम्हारी ये ठीक. Satpurush is जो तुम्हें spiritual upliftment करा दे. And Baba is that Satpurush, Satguru. He is converting Upasni Baba like himself. Not everyone will do that. Okay, so with that we'll close. Anything, Shekhar ji?
That is very good. Thank you so much.
Okay, ji. Sairam, everyone.